We have all been there, that nagging little voice telling us, you can't do it. It's impossible. No, stop. We've faced resistance. It is that thing that stops us from stepping up and stepping forward into greatness. It's no different than the Borg coming in and telling us resistance is futile. Keep it small. Stop. But in real life, we often let us control it, very much like the Borg. The interesting thing is resistance isn't logical. It is meant to keep us out of trouble. It's meant to keep us from doing things that are incredible. What it is, it's fear in disguise, telling us, don't go out into the big world, play it safe, stay in here, I'll keep you safe. And I know this firsthand because I have lived it more than once, but have decided to step past that. In his book, The War of Art, Stephen Pressfield says, resistance will tell you anything to keep you from doing your work. It will perjure, it will fabricate, it will even seduce you. It will bully you, and it will outright lie. Compare it to a Romulan cloaking device. Always there, hidden underneath the scenes, ready to attack when we're just about to step into the unknown. It tells us we're not ready. It tells us you can't do this. I'd love for you to think about a time when you were putting something off, something that you truly wanted to do. It was in your core that you knew, but self-doubt crept in. Myself, I've actually been living this for the last 3 years, and I didn't actually know it. I've had the pleasure of being a facilitator, a co-facilitator, and the lead coach for a phenomenal leadership program. And somehow, over the past couple of years, even though I know this content inside, outside, I could probably cite it in my sleep, I have reconciled myself to be Jared's backup singer. That's how I played it safe. And I told myself I can't do it. I actually convinced myself there is no way I can step into this role. It wasn't until I had a conversation a few weeks ago with the owner of the company who said, what is it that you actually want? And I said, well, if I'm being true to my heart, I really do want to take a lead facilitator role in this program. And the reason that came about is because I'm actually building out their certification model for other facilitators. And I'm like, why can't I do that? This is silly. And so he asked me the question, what is the resistance? And so I gave him a couple of excuses, and he called me out on it like a good coach does. And then I realized it was fear. It was debilitating fear. I was telling myself that it would be better for me to play Will Riker to Jared's Captain Picard. It's a safe space. As his backup singer, I provide harmony. I help him look great. I'm really good at it, and I love it. The truth of the matter is, I know I can be a phenomenal facilitator, lead facilitator, leading the rest of the team and molding and mentoring the co-facilitators. But for some reason, I decided it was okay to be number one instead of captain. Now, how do we overcome that debilitating fear? Well, the first thing is actually recognizing it and naming it, like I did the other week. There's a quote that Stephen Pressfield says, "Resistance will never be stronger than you. If you defeat it just one time, you can defeat it over and over and over again." In fact, it's reinforced by James Clear. If what's going on is a choice, every action is a vote for you to become the person you want to become. So, what is the linchpin? What's the key to unlocking this? It's making the choice to step into action even before you're ready. Resistance thrives on hesitation. It eats it up, it fuels it. It's like a fire that's being blazing when you lean into it. But momentum crushes it, it extinguishes that fire. So, what I want you to do is next time you find yourself showing up in resistance, don't lean into it. Take one step forward. So, I ask you, what have you been putting off? What have you convinced yourself you are not capable of doing? And I encourage you to engage in momentum. The reality is, resistance is futile. If you take action, pilot your own starship.